It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. Coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia. Do have a couple news stories this morning and several announcements. The headlines today, the lead stories, tragic accident in Honduras. Carnival Pride changes 6 summer itineraries. Royal Caribbean closing the SkyPad. And some problems from the NCL Housekeeping situation. And a lot more here live at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, is National Chips and Dip Day. So that's something that I can deal with. All right, before we get to anything, let's bring you up to date. In case you missed the show yesterday, I have tested positive. I had no symptoms at all until during the night and this morning. And now I do. The coughing is a lot better. My voice is a lot better, which to me is a good sign. But boy, my strength has gone to hell overnight. Very shaky, very weak. It's just almost like somebody hit me upside the head. Even things like just sitting here, I'm very shaky sitting. Walking to the bathroom and back, feels like I'm at sea rocking around. It's very strange. Because of that, I've made a couple determinations here. Number one, we will have the Cruise Amigos this afternoon. I'm talking with John briefly this morning. I haven't heard from Martin. But we will do the Cruise Amigos at 12:30 my time. That's 11:30 John's time, 4:30 London time. It will probably be an abbreviated show. Tomorrow, I'm canceling my show completely. I need a day to stay in bed and not have any responsibility. I've got a couple of little things that I have to do this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, which doesn't take a lot of planning on my part, so that's okay. But anyway, I'm going to cancel tomorrow completely, so I hope you guys will understand that. I'll hopefully be back to normal schedule on Monday. Hopefully I'll be over the worst of it by then. I mean, there's not, from what my doctors are telling me, there's not a whole lot I can do as long as I'm not running a fever, which I'm not. That's the good thing. And obviously it's better that while I still got a cough, it's nothing like it was. So a little muddle-brained, which is, I've had that before during chemo a couple times, where I'd be sitting there thinking, what am I doing? It's completely your brain gets brain fog, which most people that have done chemo can tell you what that's like. I've had a little bit of that through the night last night. Didn't sleep very well. So, yeah, we're gonna take it easy, folks. So anyway, that's the latest on somebody that is positive for that nasty word that I can't say because I'll probably lose all my advertising revenues for the day. But anyway, we're going to see how it goes. As you can also tell, I am now staying on my oxygen full time. Normally, I would have the oxygen off when I'm doing live. And I'm sitting still. I'm okay. Not so much today. I've cranked it up a little bit, and I'm keeping it on constantly until I get back to normal. So we'll see how that goes. All right. That brings that up to date. So no show tomorrow. I do have a couple things this weekend we'll take care of. And I'll be back Monday on a regular basis, I hope. So we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, folks, I'll be back with the news after this.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
And you can tell I don't feel good when that little ditty of music, I always get all excited and bouncy. Not so much today. All right. The news right after a quick word from one of our network sponsors. Top story today, folks, has to do with Allure of the Seas. A passenger aboard a Royal Caribbean International cruise has died after an unfortunate accident in Roatan, Honduras. 52-year-old man had jumped into the water from a high dock and struck his head, leaving him unconscious, ultimately leading to his death on what was to have been a happy spring break trip with his family. Mississippi native and Texas resident Eddie Rucker, his wife Laura, and their 4 children were aboard Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas when the tragedy occurred. The cruise had departed from Galveston for a 7-night Western Caribbean sailing. Roatan was the first scheduled port of call after first spending 2 days at sea. In Roatan, Rucker climbed onto a wooden pier structure to jump off into the water, but apparently struck his head, which rendered him unconscious. When he did not resurface after several minutes, his family alerted authorities. Emergency personnel responded and attempted to resuscitate Rucker, but without success, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. There's no indication that Rucker was participating in any shore tour at the time, nor is it clear whether there is appropriate signage indicating whether or not visitors are permitted to access the structure Rucker jumped off. Other cruise travelers who have visited the same area have reported witnessing people jump from the same structure many times. While the structure appears abandoned and unused today, it may once have been part of a zip line or some similar type attraction. So a very sad story from Roatan. Thoughts go out to the gentleman and, of course, his family, 4 kids, and his wife. Witnessed that. That's a tough one. All right, the second story today has to do with Carnival. Carnival Cruise Line has reached out to guests booked on select sailings for Carnival Pride with notification that their itineraries this summer will be changing. Each cruise has somewhat different changes, from port and embarkation time changes to port substitutions and date changes. The cruises that are affected, if you're booked on any of these, you need just to check it out. But the affected cruises are May 28th from Barcelona, and July 21st, 30th, August 11th and 20th, and September 1st, all sailing from Dover. If you are booked on any of those, you need to get with your travel agent or cruise provider and check out to see what changes and how much they might affect you. That's May the 28th from Barcelona on the Carnival Pride, or July 21st and 30th, August 11th and 20th, and September 1st, all from Dover. So changes on 6 cruises of the Pride this summer in Europe. The SkyPad has been a fairly popular feature of Royal Caribbean on a couple of the ships. Royal Caribbean has announced that it's permanently closing the SkyPad feature on all ships that have the unique activity, which plans to replace it with a new complementary activity that will take place in the distinctive yellow sphere. The announcement was made in an email to travel advisors and will be effective starting March 31st. The SkyPad is a virtual reality bungee trampoline experience where guests don VR masks and jump with the aid of bungee cords and harnesses. As they jump, they see their progress and remarkable leaps inside the choice of VR world. The first SkyPad debuted on Independence of the Seas in 2018 during the ship's Royal Amplification renovation. Subsequently, the attraction was added on Mariner and Spectrum of the Seas and Odyssey of the Seas as well. Now all 4 ships will close the venue and discontinue the activity. While undoubtedly popular when open, SkyPad has had its share of difficulties. The activity cannot be operated during poor weather or windy conditions, and many cruisers have reported that it's closed more often than open on many sailings. When it's open, lines can be lengthy due to the need for harness adjustments for each guest. Royal Caribbean has given no hints what may replace the SkyPad on the venues or what activities could take place in that unique space, because the email specifically states that bungee virtual reality experience is to be retired. There's a slight possibility that the trampolines will remain, but without the VR component. So, and finally, several crew members working on in the housekeeping department aboard Norwegian cruise line ships voiced their concerns about how recent changes in stateroom services have affected the daily duties and the guest experience, as well as supervisors' expectations. In January, NCL rolled out a new policy reducing the daily stateroom service provided to guests to from everything from down from suites to 1 day, 1 cabin cleaning per day. At the same time, they changed the previous position titles for the stewards and junior stewards, changed some money, did all sorts of changing around. With the change, however, the crew holding the position of junior stateroom steward has seen a slight increase in salary, and the stateroom steward salary was scaled down. I'm not sure that's quite right. However, it seems that is not all that's going on with the policy, and there's some guests and crew that are dissatisfied. Before the change, the crew was serving approximately 30 to 35 guests per section when the ship was full. Now the same staff has to take care of 52 guests. And usually a supervisor inspects the cabins and is not satisfied with the work that he's always done. So it's just kind of a mess. Guests, of course, aren't real happy about it because it's, gone to one turn down per day or one cleaning per day. It used to be that the guests were all cleaned by 2:00. Yeah, not anymore. They might still be working on the first round at 4:30 or 5:00. So it's not been a good thing for the guests. It's not been a good thing for staff. And everybody seems to be complaining about it to Norwegian. So, all right, that's going to end up the news portion of today's show. I'm sorry to say. Let's go over and see who's in the chat room before I give out completely. Gretchen's with us. You don't look too bad. Well, like I say, part of this is better, but boy, I'm weak. So that's hit me like a ton of bricks so far today. Mike's with us. Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki. There's Justin. Hi, Mr. Bucket List. Justin says here to check on me. It says don't say it. Yeah, I'm still kicking, Justin. I am hopefully going to at least be able to stick my nose in on the weekend. I don't know how much I'm going to stay with you guys, you and Pete, Justin. We'll see. How's the rest of the family? So far, everybody's fine. I'm staying isolated in my room. I'm doing my meals here. I'm not going out and eating with them. I'm staying sort of quarantined as much as we had, but so far, nobody else in the family has shown any signs. But then I haven't been home that long. I've only been home, 48 hours now. So, Kurt Brunson, YouTube and Facebook channel. Good morning, Chillie. Hope you are feeling better. Well, yeah, sort of, in a way. I'm not coughing as badly as I was, but I'm weaker. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Again, we're going to do a Cruise Amigos at 12:30 today, my time. That's 11:30 John's time, 4:30 London time. Probably is not going to go a full hour because I'm not sure I could do that. And I think John has some conflicts in his schedule as well. So we're going to do the Cruise Amigos because there's some people that watch that not going to know what's going on with me. So I'll be repeating some of this stuff with them for the Cruise Amigos. And then tomorrow, no show. Canceling the show tomorrow. And that'll give me tomorrow and the weekend to pretty much take it easy. And then we'll see how things look for Monday. So anyway, that's going to take care of it for today. You guys, as always, thanks for being with me. Stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas when everybody's healthy. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll see everybody in a little while for the Cruise Amigos. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.